right now at this exact moment. Your heart could stop. Not tomorrow, not in 50 years. Right now, if it did, what would you experience? Would everything instantly go black? Would you still hear the people around you? Would your entire life flash before your eyes? Would you know that you're dead? Or would something happen that science still can't fully explain? For thousands of years, humans have asked one question more than any other. What happens when we die? And surprisingly, modern science actually has some answers. Some of them are fascinating, some are terrifying, and one discovery made in recent years has completely changed what doctors think happens during the final moments of life. So today, we're going to follow the human body through the exact timeline of death, second by second, from your very last heartbeat, to the moment every single cell in your body finally gives up. Let's begin. Death feels like one single moment. 1 second you're alive, the next you're gone. But that's not actually how it works. Death isn't a switch, it's a process, a surprisingly slow one. Different parts of your body die at different times. Some cells perish within minutes, others can survive for days. In fact, long after doctors declare someone dead, millions of cells inside their body are still alive, which means the question isn't just, when do you die? It's, which part of you dies first? Everything usually begins with one event. Your heart stops pumping blood. Whether it's caused by a heart attack, massive injury, drowning, or simply old age, the result is the same. Blood stops moving, and without blood, every organ begins running out of oxygen. Imagine a city where every delivery truck suddenly disappears. No food, no water, no electricity. The city doesn't explode instantly, but every building begins shutting down one by one. Your body works exactly the same way. The heart is the delivery system, and oxygen is the package every cell desperately needs. Without it, the countdown begins. The brain is incredibly demanding. Although it only weighs about 2% of your body, it consumes around 20% of all your oxygen. It's like owning a tiny computer that somehow uses 1/5 of your entire electric bill. So when blood flow stops, the brain notices almost immediately. Within just a few seconds, blood pressure crashes, less oxygen reaches the brain, vision starts fading, sounds become distant, your muscles lose strength, and consciousness begins slipping away. Most people lose consciousness within about 10 seconds after the heart completely stops. That's faster than watching a YouTube ad. From the outside, it looks instant, but inside, your brain is still doing something remarkable. Here's where things become truly strange. For a long time, scientists believed that once the heart stopped, the brain simply shut off, like unplugging a computer. But that's not what researchers have found. In several studies involving dying patients and laboratory animals, scientists detected a sudden burst of organized brain activity shortly after blood flow stopped, instead of silence. The brain briefly became incredibly active. Some researchers compare it to one final electrical storm, almost as if the brain is making one last desperate attempt to stay alive. No one knows exactly why this happens, but it's one possible explanation for something millions of people have reported: near-death experiences. Imagine being declared clinically dead, only to wake up later describing everything that happened around you. Doctors talking, machines beeping, family members crying. Some people even describe details they shouldn't have been able to hear or see while unconscious. Others report floating above their bodies, traveling through darkness, seeing an incredibly bright light, or meeting deceased loved ones. These stories exist across cultures, across religions, and even among people who never believed in an afterlife. Does that prove life after death? No, science doesn't say that. There are several possible explanations. The brain may release massive amounts of chemicals during extreme stress. Oxygen deprivation may distort perception, or that final burst of brain activity may create incredibly vivid experiences that feel more real than reality itself. The truth is, no one knows for certain. And that's exactly what makes this topic so fascinating. Because even with today's technology, human consciousness remains one of science's greatest mysteries. Now, the lack of oxygen becomes a serious problem. Brain cells are among the most fragile cells in the human body. Without fresh oxygen, they begin suffering irreversible damage within just a few minutes. Think of every brain cell as a tiny factory. Each one needs a constant supply of fuel. The moment the deliveries stop, emergency backup systems activate, but they don't last long. Energy levels crash, chemical balances fail, communication between neurons breaks down. One by one, the factories shut down forever, and unlike your skin or your liver, most brain cells can't simply grow back. which is why restoring blood flow as quickly as possible is so critical during cardiac arrest. Every passing minute dramatically reduces the chances of recovery. By now, the brain has suffered severe oxygen deprivation for most people. This is the point where permanent brain damage becomes highly likely if blood circulation isn't restored. But something surprising is happening elsewhere in the body. Not every cell dies at the same speed. Your skin cells, bone cells, even some muscle cells are still alive. They're struggling, but alive. Death isn't a single moment. It's more like a wave, moving through the body one organ at a time. And while the brain is shutting down, millions of other cells are still fighting to survive. Every cell in your body runs on tiny structures called mitochondria. They're often called the powerhouses of the cell. Normally, mitochondria use oxygen to create ATP, the molecule that powers almost everything your body does without oxygen. ATP production crashes. It's like a city suddenly losing every power plant. Emergency generators kick in, but they can only keep the lights on for a short time. Cells switch to a backup system called anaerobic metabolism. The problem? It's incredibly inefficient. It produces very little energy and creates waste products that quickly build up. The cell becomes more acidic, its internal machinery starts failing, its protective membranes begin breaking apart. Eventually, the cell reaches a point where it simply can't recover. You might think dead cells simply fall apart, but many don't. Instead, some activate their own built-in self-destruct program. This process is called apoptosis. It's something your body uses every day. Old cells die, new cells replace them. It's one reason your body stays healthy, but after death, the balance disappears. Cells that can no longer survive begin shutting themselves down in an organized way. Others, especially those deprived of oxygen too quickly, die chaotically. They burst open, releasing enzymes and chemicals into surrounding tissue. And that's when another process begins, one that's impossible to stop. This sounds like science fiction, but it's completely real. Inside almost every cell are tiny sacs called lysosomes. Think of them as microscopic recycling centers. They're filled with powerful digestive enzymes. Normally, those enzymes stay safely locked away. But after death, cell membranes begin breaking down, the lysosomes rupture, their enzymes spill into the cell, and they begin digesting it from the inside. This process is called autolysis, which literally means self-digestion. Your body starts breaking itself down, cell by cell, organ by organ. No bacteria are involved yet, no insects, no outside forces. It's your own biology doing the work. While you're alive, your immune system is constantly protecting you, every second. White blood cells hunt bacteria, destroy viruses, and keep trillions of microbes under control. Most people don't realize that your body already contains enormous numbers of bacteria, especially inside your intestines. In fact, you carry trillions of them every single day. But while you're alive, your immune system keeps them where they belong. The moment you die, that protection disappears. The guards are gone, the doors are open, and the bacteria begin spreading. It may sound disturbing, but your own gut bacteria become some of the first organisms to begin decomposing your body. Without an active immune system, they escape the intestines, they spread into nearby tissues, they continue feeding, just as they always have. Except now, nothing is stopping them. As they multiply, they produce gases like methane, hydrogen, and carbon dioxide. These gases gradually build up inside the body. This is one reason the body changes appearance during decomposition. It's not because the bacteria suddenly appeared. They were there all along. They simply outlived the person they once helped. Have you ever wondered why a dead body feels cold while you're alive? Your body constantly burns energy. Every heartbeat, every breath, every muscle movement generates heat. Your brain also carefully regulates your temperature, keeping it close to 37 degrees Celsius. But once the heart stops, that heat production ends. No new energy is being created. The body slowly releases its remaining warmth into the surrounding air. Hour by hour, it becomes colder, until it eventually reaches the same temperature as its environment. It's almost like turning off a heater in winter. The room doesn't become freezing instantly. It slowly cools until it's no different from the air around it. A few hours after death, something strange happens. The muscles become rigid. This is called rigor mortis. During life, your muscles constantly contract and relax using ATP, the same energy molecule we talked about earlier. After death, ATP disappears. Without it, the microscopic fibers inside muscle cells lock together. They become stuck, unable to release. The muscles harden, the jaw stiffens, the fingers curl, the limbs become difficult to move. Many people imagine this is because the muscles are still active, but it's actually the opposite. They're frozen because they no longer have the energy needed to relax. Ironically, the stiffness isn't a sign of life. It's a sign that the last remaining energy has finally run out. You might assume that once your body dies, everything inside it dies too. But that's not entirely true. Some cells, hidden deep inside your tissues, can survive far longer than scientists once believed. Hours after death, certain skin cells may still be alive. Some stem cells can remain viable even longer under the right conditions. In laboratories, researchers have even recovered living cells from donated bodies many hours after death, which raises an incredible question. If parts of your body are still alive, when are you truly dead? And the answer depends entirely on what you mean by the word alive. At first, this sounds like an easy question. Your heart stops, you're dead, simple, except modern medicine doesn't define death that way anymore. Decades ago, a stopped heart almost always meant the end. Today, doctors can sometimes restart a heart minutes later. People who were technically dead have walked out of the hospital. So if your heart can start beating again, were you ever truly dead? That's why modern medicine focuses on something even more important. The brain, more specifically, whether your brain has permanently lost the ability to function. When brain activity is permanently gone, the person is considered dead, even if machines can temporarily keep the heart beating. It's a reminder that being alive isn't just about a heartbeat. It's about the incredible network of billions of neurons working together to create you, your memories, your personality, your thoughts, your dreams. This might sound like something from a science fiction movie, but researchers around the world are trying to push the boundaries of resuscitation. Doctors have already developed techniques that can revive some patients after surprisingly long periods without a heartbeat. Cooling the body can slow cellular damage. Special machines can temporarily replace the work of the heart and lungs. New emergency treatments are giving doctors more time than ever before, but there's still a limit. The longer the brain goes without oxygen, the more irreversible the damage becomes. Science can sometimes restart the body, but restoring the mind is a far greater challenge. One of the most surprising discoveries in recent years is that not every cell follows the same rules. Scientists have found that some cells remain active long after the organism itself has died in laboratory studies. Researchers observed certain genes continuing to switch on hours after death, even more astonishing. Some cells appeared to become unusually active during this period. It's almost as if parts of the body don't immediately realize that the rest of the organism has died. Each type of cell has its own timeline, its own reserves, its own struggle to survive. Death isn't one single event. It's billions of tiny endings, happening at different moments. Now we arrive at the biggest mystery of them all, consciousness. What creates the feeling of being? You? Your brain contains around 86 billion neurons, each one constantly sending electrical signals to thousands of others. Together, they create every thought you've ever had, every memory, every emotion, every dream. When those networks permanently stop communicating, science tells us that consciousness disappears. But here's the honest truth. No scientist can fully explain why consciousness exists in the first place. We understand many of the brain's mechanisms, but we still don't know exactly how electrical activity becomes subjective experience. Why does a collection of cells produce awareness at all? It's one of the greatest unanswered questions in science, and until that mystery is solved, there will always be questions we simply can't answer. Science can tell us what happens to the body. The heart stops, blood circulation ends, the brain loses oxygen. Cells begin shutting down, the body cools, muscles stiffen, cells digest themselves, bacteria begin breaking tissues down. Eventually, nature recycles every atom that once made up a human being. Nothing in your body truly disappears. The carbon in your muscles, the calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood will one day become part of something else, a tree, a flower, an animal, or another person. The atoms that make you have existed for billions of years, and they'll continue existing long after we're gone. But there is one question science cannot answer. What, if anything, comes after consciousness ends? Different religions, different cultures, and different philosophies have offered countless answers. Some believe in heaven, some believe in reincarnation, some believe consciousness simply ends. Others believe we haven't yet discovered the true nature of reality. Science doesn't prove or disprove these beliefs, it simply asks for evidence. And so far, no experiment has been able to demonstrate what happens beyond biological death. That doesn't mean there's nothing, it simply means we don't know. And it's important to recognize the difference between what we know and what we believe. Ironically, studying death has taught scientists an incredible amount about life. Every heartbeat you don't notice, every breath you take without thinking, every blink, every memory, every laugh requires trillions upon trillions of tiny biological processes working together with astonishing precision. Your body is one of the most complex systems in the known universe, and every single second, it performs miracles you'll never even notice. Death reminds us just how extraordinary life really is. Not because life lasts forever, but because it doesn't. One day, every person watching this video will experience their final heartbeat. It's the one event every human being shares. Kings, scientists, athletes, artists, everyone. And while science has uncovered many incredible secrets about what happens during death, the greatest mystery still remains, not because we've stopped searching, but because we're still learning. Maybe one day, humanity will finally understand consciousness completely. Maybe we won't until then. The most honest answer to the question, what happens when you die, is this. We know an incredible amount about what happens to the body. We know surprisingly little about consciousness, and beyond that, no one can say with certainty. If you enjoyed exploring one of science's greatest mysteries, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more fascinating science explained simply, and let me know in the comments. If science could answer only one question for humanity, what would you want it to be? Because sometimes, the questions are even more fascinating than the answers.